Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, I want to share a personal story about navigating my son Zayan's IEP journey. As a mom of an amazing autistic boy, I've learned a lot through the ups and downs of advocating for his education. In this video, I'll walk you through how I prepared for IEP meetings, built strong relationship with his teachers, and focus on his strength to help him thrive. It hasn't always been easy, but each step has made a world of difference. I hope my experiences can offer some encouragement and insight for any of you going through the same process. Let's dive in. As the IEP meeting approached, I could feel a familiar sense of nervousness creeping in. In the past, stepping into the world of IEPs had left me feeling overwhelmed, but this time I was determined to be prepared. Raising my incredible autistic son Zayan had taught me the organization and clarity were essential when advocating for him. I knew the meeting wasn't just another task, it was an opportunity to shape his future. Over the years, I've learned that being organized made all the difference. So I pulled out my notebook, sat on the dining room table, and started going over my checklist. Preparing for the meeting. The first step in my preparation was reviewing Zayan's current IEP. I carefully went through each goals, noting the area where he had made significant progress and identifying places where he still needed support. Zayan has shown incredible growth in math. His love for numbers was thriving, and he enjoyed reading too. He loved visiting the library to borrow his favorite Dr. Seuss book. We read books every night before bed. However, his challenges with social skills still needed attention. I made a list of observation and sent a concise email to his special education teacher outlining my concern. One of the main issues I wanted to address was Zayan math homework. Despite his advanced skill, he was still receiving assignment below his level. I gathered example of the work we did at home to show the team that he was ready for more challenging tasks. In contrast, I wanted more support in reading comprehension. Pronunciation remained an ongoing effort with the speech team. One of his goals was to answer one question about a story, but he still needed multiple prompts. I hope we could find a better way to improve comprehension. He also needed social skill training and peer support for activity where he required prompting and encouragement. Another concern was his difficulty in tying shoes, a goal we had been working on for over a year. I hope we could break this task into smaller steps to help him succeed. Despite these challenges, most of his IEP goals were met this year, and I was incredibly proud. I expressed my gratitude to the team for their hard work, recognizing that we were all partners in Zion's success. Building strong relationship. One lesson I have learned early on the importance of building strong relationship with Zion's teachers and therapists. By keeping an open line of communication and providing regular updates, we could adjust plans quickly when something wasn't working. This collaboration made a world of difference. Keeping record and staying organized. From day one, I made it a point to document everything. I've created an IEP binder where I keep copies of Zion's evaluation, progress report, and sample of his work. This binder became an essential tool in tracking his progress and preparing for each meeting. It's allowed me to refer back to previous goals and ensure that Zion was receiving the support he needed. Before the meeting, I gathered all relevant documents, requested recent assessment, and created a list of questions. I wanted to address his sensory needs, social interaction, and how his strength, like his love for numbers and reading, could be leveraged to enhance his learning experience. I also jotted down new goals, knowing that starting the meeting on a positive note by highlighting Zion's strength would set the right tone. The IEP meeting. On the day of the meeting, I walked in confidently, armed with my binder and list of questions. I felt prepared and calm. I greeted everyone at the table, the teacher, the special education coordinator, the speech therapist, the occupational therapist, the case manager, and the school counselor, and sometimes the principal. I reminded myself that I was an important part of this team, here to advocate for my son. As I review Zayan's progress, I share the wonderful growth I had seen at home. How he had memorized all his multiplication table and was even helping me with chores, insisting on visiting the library every weekend and practicing salamander yoga and mindfulness at home. He surprises me every day with what he learns at school. His teacher smiled as she shared that he was helping other students in the class too and being a good friend. We went through the goals one by one and I made sure to address my concern. I asked about strategy to help with his social skill, which were becoming more important to him. I inquired about extracurricular activities like sports club as Zion loves soccer and basketball. I also didn't hesitate to ask for clarification on any new terms or assessment, ensuring I fully understood how they would benefit Zion. The team was incredibly supportive, and by the end of the meeting, we had agreed on updated goals that felt right for Zion. I left feeling empowered, knowing that we were all working together to give my son the best possible chance to thrive. Focusing on strength and interest. Zion's love for math and reading is one of his greatest strengths, and I wanted to make sure his IEP reflected that. Whether through math games or incorporating countings into everyday activities, I knew that making learning fun would boost his confidence and keep him engaged. I also share his love for music and mindfulness, which help him stay calm and grounded. His hobby, like basketball and soccer, also needed attention, as I believe this activity could be a great for his social development and sportsmanship. Monitoring and raising the bar. IEP goals are living document meant to grow with the child. Zion had already achieved so much and I couldn't help but raise the bar for him. He had started participating in mainstream classroom with less prompting and was managing well. His handwriting had improved tremendously and his confidence in social setting was growing. He even volunteered to read aloud during class and began greeting his peers at the playground. As we moved forward, I kept a close eye on whether Zain's IEP goals were being met. I tracked his progress at home and the school provided regular data every quarter. Zayan has started to get involved in more social activities like greeting his peers and playing jokes. He has even participated in Halloween play, volunteering to read aloud for the class. His progress in handwriting, though still need improvement in size, has also been remarkable. He now writes sentences, distinguishes between capital and lower cases, and managed to copy text accurately. After the meeting, when I got home, I sat down again with my folder, now filled with notes and the new IEP draft. I reviewed everything to make sure it reflected what we had discussed. I felt a sense of accomplishment. This wasn't just about getting through a meeting, it was about shaping my son's future and ensuring he had every tools to thrive. A few days later, I followed up with his teacher to check how the new accommodation were being implemented. We agreed to touch base on in a few weeks to see how he was adjusting. Over the next month, I keep track of his progress. I make sure to celebrate the small victories. I keep in touch with the school regularly, sharing feedback, asking questions, and staying involved. I felt like I was truly a partner in his education. By using a simple checklist, I walk into the IEP meetings prepared, engaged, and confident. And afterward, I felt empowered, not just as a mom, but as my son's biggest advocate. These meetings are about more than just document and plans. They are about believing in our children and working together to help them reach their full potential. Thank you so much for joining me today and listening to my story about Zion's IEP journey. As a mother, I found that being prepared, patient, and trusting my instinct has been key to supporting my son's. I know how overwhelming the process can be, but remember, you are your child's biggest advocate, and every small step forward can matter. If you found this story helpful or relatable, please consider subscribing and sharing your own experiences in the comments. We are all in this together, and I love to hear from other parents walking this path. Until the next time, take care and keep believing in your child's potential.